Hey everybody, how's it going? Merry Christmas. And here we are again, 2018, another Christmas. Last year, if you remember, I was sitting over there welding, practicing on my pulse TIG machine and sharpening up my skills because I got a new project. And I don't know, some of y'all remember, some of you don't. Had my little Sunfire. Thought that was going to be the last car that I ever built. But boy, it turns out I was wrong. Because let me show you what I found. And as soon as I found this one, I was a little more excited about it, and I got rid of that Sunfire, and it went up to Nashville, Tennessee to the guys that bought it drove overnight, 15 hours, PJ North and Ronnie Maggart up there out of Nashville, Hoosier dealer and country western singer, soon to be a mega star. PJ, Ronnie, thank y'all so much, and good luck on your Super Stock adventure, because I'm just starting on a whole new adventure. And let me show you what it is. I'll turn this phone around. Well, here we go. 2009 Chevy Cobalt, Super Stock, and I've already got a long way on it. I got the car here. The lady that sold it to me off of Craigslist was 300 miles away down on the coast in Palacios, Texas. Through a timing belt, and she didn't want to fix it, so I bought it, and here we go. Super Stock adventure all over again, 2018. I got it in October. Here we are just a few days before Christmas, and I've already gotten a long way on it. Got my little jig set up down here. I went and bought $2,000 worth of chrome moly tubing to put this thing together, and so let me just show you all around it. I got my little setup block, got my fixture down here. There's nothing on a Super Stock car that belongs on it except for the exterior body. Everything else, all this stuff came out. The engine came out, tranny, all the drivetrain, everything. Only thing, I cut the whole thing apart. And let me give you a little tour of it. This is my SB2 setup block. You know, I'm a CAD design guy, so I got my water jet Cobalt motor plate, Chevy motor plate, getting ready to go in. Cut out the front for doing, hopefully going to be doing some wheelies, and we need tire clearance. So I got my two deals on the front here that give the front tires a little clearance for jumping up and down. I got my OSHA approved cardboard firewall template in place. And of course, you got to keep all this stock stuff up in the front here, and all the body pieces, got to keep all of that. But anyway, let me give you a little tour of it. Haven't got the struts yet, but that'll be the next thing. And the firewall has to be 33 inches on a Cobalt from right here on the radiator core support to the firewall. Some fires they let you get away with 34 inches. But the motor plate, the mid-motor plate's all in there. I got the tubes, main support tubes running down the underneath. That's all square and level. The body was in very good condition. And so, you know, I kind of have a passion for these little Cobalts, and they're getting more and more popular. I've been talking to B&B race cars, and they said, yeah, the Jag outfit is, they're building two brand new ones for them. Of course, you know, Cummins brothers and all those guys are badass. East Tex race cars, they're building these Cobalts, and they're just a cool little car. GM deal, you know, GM. But anyway, I'm still going to work on the door panels. Got most of I got most of the tubing bent. I don't have a tubing bender, so I got to make a template. I'll show you that out of conduit, electrical conduit, and get all the bends, and then take it out to my buddy who has a bender and get everything bent up. But if you can see in here, you know, got the inside. I'm gonna get some sheet metal. I'm gonna kind of make a cool little dash, and everything is cut completely out. I left this support down the middle because this thing is flimsy when you cut everything out of it, as you can possibly imagine. But once I get still got the headliner in it, I kind of like that idea. A lot of them take them out because they don't need it. It's not a requirement. But you know, the stock appearance headliner, I kind of like that idea. So I've been everything as close as I could to the headliner, and getting my 4-link all set up in here. Got my drive shaft loop. Got all the tubing around the doors. This is all just sitting in here because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this body off of the chassis once everything is bent up and fitted all around it. Put some of the body panels back in it. I'll show you that. I got my wheel tubs all tacked in. Gonna fine tune on that a little bit. Now let's walk all around it. Got my rear end built. It's all in there. Got my 4-link brackets. Kind of my little tricky design here. A little different than the first time around. Of course, you know, it gives you, what is it, 2,000 different center line points. But anyway, I got all of that. And, you know, I got my wheel tubs all just clickoed in right now. Everything's cut out. Getting all my supports. Got my jig here to keep the rear end at ride height. And I got to put the housing ends on it. And let's go around here. Yeah, Cobalt, if you're familiar with Cobalt. You know, you've probably seen Cobalt. These are cool little cars, you know. They just made by Chevrolet. And so we're all in the trunk area. Got to build a little floor. You know, once you put these wheel tubs and get all this stuff in here, there ain't much room anymore. But all you need is just room for the driver and the motor, and get it on. So there's all that going in there. You know, still got most of the body stuff on. Got to put the parachute mount, all that. Glass was all good. There wasn't even a ding in it. It had a little surface rust on the roof up here, but you know, we'll get all that taken care of. Got all my center line marks, chalk lines, plumb bombs. It's all been put in here, and trying to get it all square and level and straight and true, best humanly possible. Car's sitting on a jig. I threw the old jig away, cut it all up, thinking that was the end of it. But I had to make a little jig to put the car on, to lay all this tubing in here, and you can get an idea of what it looks like. And so, you know, so that's what I'm doing. I put this whole rear end together, cut out my own little design on the brackets here. Kind of learn from 2 or 3 attempts how all this stuff's supposed to go. I got it all set up. The pinion right now is sitting at about 2 degrees. Yeah, about 2 degrees down, and that's kind of the way I like to set it up. And 4-link bars will be parallel to the ground. This side I got my little jig that gets my rear end tilted down. You tighten that nut up, adjust the pinion angle. Had to build all this all over again. I can't believe it, but I'm all happy about it. And so you know, we're coming along. Got all these door bars. Got the top funny car cage right up there against the headliner where I need it. Once I get this body off of here, all these straight pieces that go inside, all the cross braces on the floor, I can weld all that in there. Everything's fitted. Got to do a little fine tuning, but got these 2 bars right here to hold the halo bar up. Those will come out. Just keeps everything straight and square. Got my roof line bar all back in here, and kind of all bented, fitted down into the floor, and working on the dash, cut out. This all has to be welded in steel, so got a roughed in template. Covers everything pretty much. And got a bar running through the center. I don't know if you can see it. Replicates the drive shaft, and it's all straight line into this setup block. And so that's what I'm doing this winter, and hoping that by the spring I'll have this bad boy sitting on the ground. And of course I got a complete SB2. That's the little motor that hopefully it'll run you know, somewhere around the index. It was a complete NASCAR SB2 that I sent everything off and had it redone for drag racing. But I bought this little setup block. It replicates a small block Chevy, and I'll make my headers off of it. The other headers went with the Sunfire. And you know, get all the steering in here. That'll all be in there once I get the struts, and I'll make a little jig to hold all that square and true. So that's what I'm working on. 2009 Chevy Cobalt, and get it all cleaned up. Try to get it painted up, and I'm not too big on fancy paint jobs, but I know some of y'all are painters and probably like to make 10 grand, but I'm a low dollar deal here. I'm a do-it-yourselfer 100%. So I'll either paint it myself or design a wrap. I found a place that you can design your own wrap online. They'll just send it to you for a compact car and trim it and cut it, and I don't know. I'm not too big on that. Man, if I ever get this thing going, it'll be a major milestone for me. That's what's going on this winter and this Christmas, and hopefully, you know, like I say, by the springtime, I'll get it all going, and once I do, maybe I can get back out there if we still got a track. Okay, buddy, I'll see you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we lost a lot of good friends and family members this year, and doggone, it puts a dampener on everything, but we got to keep moving on. Got to keep pressing on. Nobody's suffering anymore. Nobody's, you know, it's hard on the family, but God bless all of y'all, and Merry Christmas, and have a happy and safe New Year. We'll catch you on the other side. Bye.